Hey, this is Henry Rotten.
Hey, this is Marcus Interfonte.
It's Brad fucking Rush.
This is Big Sexy Venom here.
This is Kill OK.
This is Killjoy.
Hi, this is Tim Lee.
Mike Damage.
This is Doc Holliday.
Yo, it's Barack Obama.
I'm Sam Jude.
This is Marty Electric. I hate wrestling, and you're listening to the GBYWN podcast.
Yes.
You said I could say I hate wrestling.
Yeah, I did.
Welcome to the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation podcast. As always, I am your host, Rad Hazard. And I am here giving you all the info in the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation, the largest community of backyard wrestlers on the planet Earth. And before we get to the interview with not the one-time, not the two-time, but the record-setting three-time GBYWN champion of the world, I must give you a little recap of what's happened since the last time we've had an episode of the podcast, because it's been a little while. I myself was able to defend the GBYWN Pure Championship of the World against none other than Jamie Anderson at BXW Thank You McFreers, a 2-day event in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I was successful in that amazing match. It was so much fun. It was a blast, and I thank Jamie Anderson for the opportunity. On that weekend, Awesome Sauce, Nate Adams, and Ajax successfully defended the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation Tag Team Championship of the World against none other than 203 BYW's Titan Towers of Benjamin Wright Back and Andrew Wright. That a fantastic match I hope you find online at some point. As well as Henry Rotten, the Wrestling Addict, successfully defending the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation World Championship against his best friend, Mark Electric, former X Division champion of the world and former BXW champion. A great show. We had Chris Urban taking on Hybrid. We had Drake Genocide taking on Hybrid. We had so much going down at this event. So fun. But not only that, folks, just 1 week later, October 17th, the weekend of October 17th, hosted 3BW King's Cup Tournament for 2015, as well as the EWA Elite Tournament, also for 2015. 2 tournaments in one solid weekend of wrestling. Ryan Rage, the 203 BYW champion, scored all 3 victories to become the 2015 Elite Tournament winner. A huge year for Ryan Rage. This is the best he's ever been. He is having amazing matches, and he is the guy to watch next year. Maybe, just maybe, he might get his hands on some GBYWN gold. And I would be a complete fool if I didn't mention that in the first round of the Elite Tournament, numerous championships were on the line, including my own, the World Pure Championship, defended successfully against Drake Cannon when he beat the hell out of me with 4 of his finishers, the Judgment Slams, 4 of them, after kicking me in the groin and getting himself DQ'd, which cost me in the second round getting speared by Ryan Rage in under a minute. As well as Matt Ecstatic successfully defending the EWA Tri-State Championship, going on all the way to the finals. The finals including Brandon the Bull and Matt Ecstatic. And if you have not been watching Matt Ecstatic over the last couple of months, his parody entrances, including Triple H and Brock Lesnar, are some of the funniest stuff in the GBYWN right now, and you should be looking it up. You should be looking up all of his entrances. They are hilarious. Matt Ecstatic is a hidden gem right now in the GBYWN, and you should take notice. But the biggest news of the first round was a new champion crowned as Prime Time fell to Diesel Power. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Diesel is your new Global Backyard Wrestling Nation United States Champion. And it came out of left field, I'll tell you that. But when you think about it, a man who held the BKW Animosity Championship, the second tier title in BKW, held it all the way until the Fed ended, never lost the gold. Then went on to wrestle in New Era during the Grapgasm era, and held the New Era Universal Championship until the Fed closed. He won it on the last show. Never lost the title. So he had that second tier title. He had that main tier title, which essentially means he's the best in New York, right? Never lost either one. He gets his first shot at national gold and he wins. It actually makes perfect sense. This guy doesn't lose title matches. Jack Diesel is the man, and now the United States runs on Diesel Power. At 3BW King's Cup, we saw a new king crowned in Survivor Champion RJB, who is now your 3BW King's Cup King of 2015. And now, folks, we start to gear up to the final events of the year. BWE also hosted Regicide that weekend, the final BWE event of the year, with a huge TLC match that I know you're going to look up online. It was fantastic. As well as BXW Goodbye. Or as I should say, Goodbye BXW. Next month, November of 2015, the first week. I believe it's the 7th is the first day. I could be wrong on that, but I gotta take a serious note here because this is a huge event, and a lot of people are worried that after Goodbye BXW, there might not be a Global Backyard Wrestling Nation anymore. There might not be backyard wrestling anymore. That the generation has ended. Is that true? I don't think so, to be honest. I mean, some people have also heard the rumor that EWA will also no longer run regular shows. To my knowledge, that's true. Next year, there'll be one or two sporadic, reunion shows or mega shows, something like that. You know, they're not going to be regular. I'm not even sure if the EWA titles will be defended anymore. But there will always be more wrestling. And how do I know that? Because I look at history. Look at the BYW link. They thought that backyard wrestling was over 2005, 2006, the mid-2000s. They had a show where the set itself said RIP BYW. They genuinely believed that backyard wrestling, as they knew it, as a style, not as hardcore people in their backyard beating each other up, but as a style, was over. And yet, here we are, 2015. It's not over. The link continues on in other generations. Here, with the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation. Will the community expand? Will the community shrink? I really couldn't say. I'm very sure that after BXW Goodbye, a few people will stop wrestling. But I remember a lot of people thought that NYE4 was going to be one of the last huge backyard wrestling shows in the GBYWN. And yet I can say with complete certainty that every single person at NYE4 that wrestled that weekend, which I think it goes up almost into triple digits, if I remember right. Every single one of those people had wrestled again within 3 months, with the exception of only 2 guys. 3 months, every single person in NYE4, with the exception of 2 guys, had wrestled again. It's like an addiction, guys. You're addicted to wrestling. You're addicted to the hangouts. You're addicted to seeing each other. You're addicted to talking about gear, talking about, Raw, SmackDown, wherever it is. Talking about other sports. Stuff that's not even related to wrestling, just the hangout. This is a community. And to be honest, the wrestling is secondary. So as we say goodbye to BXW, I personally don't believe we're going to be saying goodbye to everyone in BXW. But hey, that's just me. And speaking of me, I got to host a fantastic interview with the one and only Kentucky's own, the former 3-time Global Backyard Wrestling Nation World Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy part 2 of this interview with none other than Joe Randa.
Cody got eliminated from Demorest lariat.
Holy shit, that lariat.
And he landed right on his head.
Yeah.
That show was fun.
That was crazy.
But where was it? Where we got lost, Rad?
I have to ask before we go any
I
further.
took the Uber home with you and you sent me on my way.
Just download it on your phone. I just
You know?
You still owe me $11 for yesterday.
I'm confused what's going on.
You do?
Which one? How many more questions we got? I can go all night, Rad.
That's the
It's
thing.
alright. We
Okay.
go until you're tired. pretty
I'm not
much.
tired. I'm used to being up this late.
Me too.
Yeah, I got another 4 hours I
I'm
can
just
go.
letting them
Sure,
finish.
what's that?
Right, you're good.
10 Old Kings Highway.
Oh.
Just once you guys all go to your place.
How about when did you first start traveling?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask.
I'm sorry.
I need to know what came first, the video game or your show, as far as Day of Reckoning.
The video game.
You just took it from
Yeah, that. Well, yeah, technically, yeah, but I mean, it became
They
bigger
stole
than.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, of course, we were marks, dude.
No one else can say they wrestle at
But
WrestleMania.
we made
okay?
Day of Reckoning bigger than with the video game.
That video game wasn't.
No, it
That
wasn't.
show is fucking fun. That video game.
I mean, all the Day of Reckoning shows we did were fun back in the day. I mean, heck, we had some good storylines going to that stuff because we had our section. We Ring of Honor had their Milestone Series shows.
Yeah.
We had our Milestone Series shows. You know, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, everything led up to that. Those were all the storylines going to that. And then you had after WrestleMania, everything leading up for Day of Reckoning, which was you had a longer build up for that, which was perfect. And then we had our November to Remember show, which was in Chaz's grandparents' basement, which is an ECW show. But they always called it that, but spelled it different. But put the TO instead of a number 2 instead of a TO. It's still the same thing, but we had big build-ups to that, and then basically just went on a cycle all over again. So basically, it was 3 storylines a year almost. Some people had 4.
Joe, you still have cannoli in the fridge.
I know. I need to grab that. When I came home last night, I was like, "Fuck, I forgot it." Did you eat yours?
Huh?
Have you ate yours yet?
No, I gave mine to Doc.
My doc's asleep by that. I'll eat it.
Hey!
Hey,
don't come here
Jimbo.
for so long. You eat a goddamn cannoli when you're up here.
Yes, sir.
Look, Kentucky son of a bitch.
Yeah, son of a biscuit.
Let's talk about the first time you ever interacted with another Fed, whether it was online and then in person. Eventually, how
Online.
you
It was
got to-
online. It was online.
Okay.
It was with. Well, I don't know who the first one actually was, but it was. I know the little group of people. It was like Drake Cannon, PJ Matthews, and Ace Reed were some of them. Ryan Rage was a big fan of our stuff, so I watched JWA and his whatever other stuff he did back in the day. Who's that? Andy
I think
taking a
Andy
poop.
Schlong broke the toilet.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, so it was those guys I met up with, and then I guess we can lead into the first time I traveled somewhere, as Henry asked.
Well, let's lean into the GBYWN too and how you got into that, because that goes into that.
I was one of the founding guys for that.
Let's talk about that. 'cause
Well,
a lot of people don't know
okay,
about
Sean
that
Cozone,
beginning.
who's I'm not going to say his name now, but everyone knows him as Sean Cozone. Yeah, Cam, everyone knows him as Cam. So he basically just was a fan of all of us, like a small group of. There was like 8 feds, I think, is what it started off as, if I remember right. It was CWA, which is my fed, RLSW. They did WZW, I think. They might have did Devin Bliss's fed, which was what ICW. And they did Beast and O's fed, which was CBYW. I think they might have done. Did I already say RLSW? Yeah, RLSW, WZW. So the 2 New York feds.
Maybe an ECW?
No.
I think
No, they were called something else before NECW. Do you know what it was?
KAW.
Mystery Man? KAW. That's what it was. Kick-Ass Wrestling. That's what it was called.
That's awesome.
I think I've named 7. There's one more, and I think it was a Michigan Fed with the guy named the Frank.
HCW?
Not that
that
dude.
one?
Not that guy. Another Fed. I don't remember their name.
GBYWN.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about the beginnings
So,
of the
but
forum.
I don't remember Matt Nix. It was Matt Nix Fed, not the Michigan
BWA.
Fed. So it was BWA.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was Matt Nix Fed. So we were like the founding guys of it, and I mean, we didn't really try to do like what the LinkedIn set up. Hey, let's have shows together because till we all got exposed pretty much at the same time to that stuff. I think Scott is the one. Orion or Drake Cannon got exposed to all that stuff before us because he was up in the area anyways and saw all the people. So he kind of just like said, "Hey, look what these people do."
Because he probably got hooked up with WCW and UCW
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah, he got hooked up with them, and let's see. I mean, I really don't know how it worked out. It's just we were just one of the founding guys because we was also in a little group called NABA, New Age Backyard Wrestling Alliance, which Scott was into, or Orion's Fed, RLSW was in, and a couple other little feds were into, and then we was the second Fed to get their NABA title. They just said, "Hey, okay, you guys can have it now."
Oh, so they also had it.
Yeah, I was one of the myself and Chaz were the only champions from our Fed in that, and then I think it just disappeared. After, oh, sorry, hair fell in my mouth. After
That's
that,
the title of the show?
yeah. So that we just dropped that title and just let it be, and then I don't know what happened after that, and we just joined GBYWN.
And how'd that leave in your traveling?
Scott, let's see, 2000. It was November 2008 was the first time I went to a show. November 8th and 9th was the weekend. It was No Remorse 3. Scott, Orion's Fed. That was the first time I've been exposed to that. The first, besides Scott and AJ Bad and Genocide that I met at first, and I think Eric Scott was there too. He was one of the first few out of their Fed. But outside of their RLSW Fed, the first actual person that I met was Froggy and Alex Cross. But Froggy and for some reason Froggy and I clicked like that. I don't know how, because we are a total opposite of people. But Froggy can click with anybody, really. You know, so Froggy was I guess you could say Froggy was my first Super Show best friend.
It's not that.
So I the whole time and it was but that show that weekend it was just me and Chaz were the only one. Me and Prodigy were the only ones that came up to it, and then Max Vinner was like, "Fuck it, I'm coming." He bought up a separate ticket that weekend and flew up to through Philly and then to Albany and stuff like that. And he met Necro Butcher and the Briscoe brothers at the Philly airport that weekend.
Probably from an ROH show.
Yeah. So he walked up to him and said something to him, and then he said, "Hey, you're Necro Butcher," and the guy was like, "Yeah, only on the weekends." You know?
Yeah.
So
Oh, yes, sir, I am.
yeah.
That was a good necro.
Yeah, that sounds just like him. But that was fun because I wrestled. Let's see, what was my first
Sky.
match? No, I didn't wrestle Sky. Chaz wrestled Sky. Chaz wrestled Sky and Auburn in a 3-way, and then Auburn's wallet got stolen. And Auburn cut a promo about people stealing his wallet, and then he said he had a fun ass time at the show. But he goes, "Fuck you, whoever stole my wallet." But let's see. I wrestled 3 matches that weekend because there was a day 0 thing. So when some guys showed up early, Chaz wrestled Alex Cross because Alex Cross was talking shit, and he's like, "Oh, if you're good, you can wrestle me," type of deal. And I'm not trying to be mean to Warren, but Chaz wrestled circles around him that night. I think I wrestled Eric Scott as my first actual Super Show match.
Or is that Evan's brother?
No, him.
Oh, okay.
Whose phone
That's
is that?
Ben's phone.
That is a dork.
And then I wrestled, and so then I wrestled, but going into that weekend, I had a storyline with PJ Matthews building up already.
Mm-hmm.
So, because PJ was, I guess, a big fan for me, and I was, a big fan of his, and so I made a big storyline, and I was planning on quitting backyard wrestling at that time, because I was going to try to do some shitty indie stuff back at home, which I did for a bit, and then I just had so much fun at that show, I was like, fuck that pro stuff. So, day 0, I wrestled Eric Scott. Day 1, I wrestled in a 4-way with Danny Devine, Genocide, and Froggy. That match was fun, too. I had fun. And the funny thing, the big surprises at that show was Kale and Jay, and I had no idea who they were.
What the fuck
They came out, and I'm just like, I don't know who this is. That's what happened. And then and then after that, we were supposed to go to, I guess we'll talk traveling shows. I was supposed to go to WrestleFest 8 in March of that year. That was the first time I would have met Don. Don had me.
Where was 8 again?
It was at the Cooperstown. It was at Cooperstown at the trailers. Don had me and Prodigy booked in a tag match against Hybrid and Urban at that. And I remember watching their stuff and I was like,
Wait, is this the show that he didn't bring Richie and he brought Richie instead of Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I know exactly.
It's
where we are.
Chris, and then Chris and Hybrid ended up wrestling Jay and Joey Tornado instead.
We didn't make it because somehow I don't know. I still don't know what the whole story was. Us not making it there.
The rumor is that
Please tell me the rumor.
that Scott held you guys hostage, and like said he wasn't bringing y'all, and
Because it was supposed to be us. It was supposed to be me, Chaz, Cody, and Max. It was also supposed to be.
Pizza me.
It was also supposed to be AJ Bad and Genocide,
yeah.
Orion, and PJ Matthews and Ace Reed, I think. So I know Max and Cody were booked in some tag match, Battle Royal or something like that, or some Battle Royal match.
And Mike, it's
There
that
was
show
no
that you
Battle
need to go
Royal.
It
to.
didn't happen,
Richie went
though.
instead.
Oh,
It changed.
WrestleFest 8.
Fuck that.
So
Bitter damage.
yeah, well, so we just stayed in RLSW and just did shows there.
I was supposed to go to that show too. But Kenny Storm decided he's only going to bring. He was going to bring Clayton instead of me.
Clayton did go because Ben and I wrestled him and Chris Carnage. Yeah.
They were in a faction with me at the time. They decided let's do Clayton instead of Henry.
So yeah, and then I didn't really meet everybody else until No Remorse 4 that following summer in July. And that was oh my god, that was a fun ass show.
I was only
It
there
was-
for the one day.
It was great. I'm not
And
gonna
the
lie.
night, Saturday night, I was there.
When did
M. Night Shyamalan knows how good of a show that was. It was a fun show, wasn't it? Or No Remorse 4. M. Night Shyamalan versus Jed was like one of my favorite matches from that weekend. They murdered each other.
You can look it up online. M. Night Shyamalan versus.
Is that before or after you wrestled Dawn in the retirement match?
That was before.
At
My show.
At your show.
Yeah, that was before.
Okay.
That was later
I
that
just don't wanna
year.
miss that.
No, that was later that year.
Who?
I wrestled Don in November of 2009. He came to my show in Louisville.
But no, yeah, No More Story is Prodigy versus Don, career versus career.
No, it wasn't career versus career.
It wasn't career.
No,
versus
they just wrestled each other because it was like the two top
Oh, no,
dogs.
AJ Bad.
Jazz had all the hype. No, Genocide and AJ Bad wrestled each other for the title.
AJ Bad and Don was career versus career.
Yeah, the night before.
Right.
Don
And
won, so that's
Chaz
why.
lost
Don's
his
careers
mind.
is always on the line. He just doesn't.
Yeah, Chaz loves both AJ and Cintafonte, and then basically they started talking shit to each other in a good way, and then they ended up wrestling each other the next day. They killed it too. Chaz and Jay killed it the day before. 'Cause Jay showed up. Chaz was a surprise, and we didn't even know he was going. He just bought a bus ticket and showed up in Albany.
Whoa.
What are you looking at? Who?
I don't know.
Oh, but no, Chaz was surprised at No Remorse 4, and we didn't even know he was going. AJ Bad did. AJ Bad picked him up. It was crazy. Like,
Oh, you Sons of Guns are still doing this?
yeah, dog. You missed my sex ain't no story, dude.
Did you tell your first time?
No, the first time wasn't a good story.
It was alright last night.
No, that was the second time.
You want to talk about that?
No, not yet.
You said the first time every time, JoJo.
We'll wait. We'll wait. I'll let you know when it's coming. No pun intended.
No problem.
We still doing crazy.
So, where were we at?
2009.
No
Super Show.
problem.
My back was fucked. I wasn't supposed to wrestle at No Remorse 4. My back was already messed up.
Manic put hurting on.
Well, I wrestled PJ Matthews on day 0 for our second match that we wrestled. And that was fun. I got my quote revenge on it. And then I wrestled DC Jones on day 1. And that match was like 4 minutes because my back was killing me. And everybody was disappointed because they didn't get to see Joe Randa wrestle a long match.
And when Eddie released the DCP.
No, fuck him too. And then I was like, and then somehow they got me and Manic to wrestle each other.
You requested it.
I didn't request nothing.
You absolutely. I helped put the card together that day.
No, you
absolutely did. Yeah, it was me, Martel, and Don.
Don? Scott put it together
Nope,
too.
that's a lie.
No, Scott didn't want to do nothing with the
Correct.
card. Yeah, so I did not request Manic. I thought he requested
No,
me.
you said I want to wrestle Manic. Put me. I distinctly remember you said I want to wrestle Manic. Me versus Manic.
Maybe because I thought he was a rag dog.
No, Shyamalan was giving the thumbs up.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I know I was exhausted the night. He started playing with me the night before, and I just passed out
no
on him.
water, Joe.
Huh?
Your story holds no water.
I'm still floating, baby.
Your story's sinking.
Yeah. I didn't see that match though because we had left early.
You missed it. It was fun.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of
His
this.
inventories for the
Manic's
day.
very unique when it came to his moves that he did, though. Before he got crazy.
Ended up in jail.
Yeah. Bless his heart.
This is that.
Wait, so have you wrestled like Scott and Adam and those guys then? Like, oh, you have. Okay.
I wrestled Scott at when we were supposed to go to WrestleFest 8. That's when I won the RLSW title. We did a dusty finish,
Shit was so good.
and I didn't get the belt. I wrestled AJ Bad that weekend too. He busted my nose. I say that he didn't really. Chaz got mad and I got pinned by AJ Bad. Threw a big old 2-liter at AJ Bad, but it hit my nose and busted. I played off to look good on camera though. AJ Bad was fun to wrestle. Yeah, and who else?
His name is EJ.
Have you ever wrestled EJ?
No, Chaz did.
Chaz?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I gotta get that footage.
Yeah, that's great, dude. And then Chaz wrestled DC Jones and stuck a cigarette down his mouth.
What?
DC Jones came out all cocky with a cigarette, and then Chaz like looked at him and smiled and like jabbed him, and DC Jones was just like kind of wobbled, and Chaz grabbed the cigarette in his mouth and just like knocked him with the elbow, and then stuck a cigarette down his mouth on his tongue, and then super kicked him.
Yikes.
Dick move.
That's some gangster shit right there.
So now Chaz is with the Lord. He's not dead, guys. He's a minister.
Wow. The Prodigy.
We had a wrestling.
He's very charismatic too.
We have
You already
two
knew that.
wrestlers.
He's very charismatic.
I met him at that
Two
show.
wrestlers that I met.
Yeah, you really get to meet him because he didn't really hang around. He didn't hang around long because he wasn't wrestling.
No,
He was
Chaz
he
is
was
the man.
he was sad about the experience.
I remember
just because he
it's
wasn't
like
able to
David
wrestle.
Coleman.
Chaz and David Auburn praying together, which was one of the most surreal experiences.
Really?
They said the Our Father with each other.
All I know is they
It was
wrestled
an
each other. And they
event.
had a ball. It was Scott Bynes, Auburn, and Chaz, and they wrestled each other, and they had a blast. Like Auburn kept talking shit to Chaz too, though. I love Auburn. He just kept running his mouth, and Sky got thrown in. Well, it's supposed to be Sky versus Chaz, just 1-on-1, just because Scott wanted to see that for some reason. And then Auburn got put in the match because
Scott was
something
like,
else
let's
happened.
Put the black guys in the same
Yeah.
match.
Yeah,
Keep them all together.
happens all the time.
Auburn's just as black, all right.
And then
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
Not more.
more than Sky.
And
Yeah.
then a normal
Yes,
one was
Sky
Auburn
wins.
versus Sky versus PJ Matthews versus Cody.
Sky
right?
wasn't in the match.
No, why did
Jay was in the match.
Yeah, Sky
That
was
match
like a
was
show.
crazy. Fucking PJ Matthews getting powerbombed through a shed.
Ben's
Oh,
funny.
I seen that. That's
Then
like
you're not
the
this popular
greatest
stuff.
fucking clip ever.
It's great, dude. Then there was fucking a beehive in that shed, so everyone started freaking out because all these bees started flying
Oh,
out.
that did happen.
Yeah,
That's
and then
fucking
Jay
awesome.
was fucking killing it with Cody in the ring and whatnot. They had fun. So, where we at?
Well, we're moving on from
What's
that
after
super
those?
show. Any other big events, whether you're fed or feds?
Well,
you
we
went
did
to?
our a little mini super show of November to remember again that year, and we invited it was just going to be us and like Lexington crew, Zane, MX5, Jimmy Kicks, Eric
Mondelli.
Crow.
Rush.
Mondelli didn't come to that one. Brad Rush.
C4?
I didn't know who Brad Rush was at the time. Dallas didn't come to that.
The Big Peach.
Yeah, me. We were him and I were James and Giant Peach.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
That's fucking
the tag team that never had a
That
match.
could have been the greatest tag team of all
It
time.
would have been. Dallas
I would've
just
attended
couldn't.
shows to see that.
He wasn't able to make a lot of the shows, but we did that. And for some reason, I was like, I'm just gonna post it like 3 or 4 weeks outside of the show on the forum on GBYWN. And then Don's like, "Yeah, me and two." I always say it. I always read his comments as his voice, like his day 2 voice. Yeah, me too. Me and Two Step will come. You know, I was like, "Fuck, for real?"
I could probably get 2 Step to go.
Yeah, so him and Two Step came, and Don's like, "I want to wrestle you." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I was nervous as fuck for some reason, just because Don was a big guy compared to me at the time. And I was like,
Yeah.
Don's going to kill me. That's what I thought, because I don't know. I just didn't, but Don was like the safest person I've ever wrestled in my life. Like, literally. Me and Don, we could wrestle each other blindfolded and have a good match. Like, Don and I clicked for some reason just like that. It's like me and Chaz. Me and Chaz could just click like that, too. So, and then Two Step wrestled Chaz. And no offense to Two Step, but he wasn't ready for Prodigy. But Two Step held his own, though. It was fun. It was a good match. And then CJ wrestled Zane for the first time. And CJ he botched Zane's taco driver a little bit. It was just, they were just sweaty. It slipped, I think. I don't know, something.
Wet.
Zane's just too good. Zane's the best, though. My opinion.
Oh yeah, dude.
Randa thinks Zane is the best ever.
I fucking love Alex. He's awesome.
A lot of people say Anarchy Andy, but I really wasn't exposed to that generation, so I always based off what I've seen. Alex and Chaz and Don are probably the best 3 I've ever watched.
I forget how good Chaz is.
Chaz is that good.
Never been present for
I'm
that.
biased. I'm biased.
It sucks that the Beast Snow thing happened.
Yeah.
Dude, he had a lot more in him.
Never been present for
He wrestled.
that.
He got to get some revenge on B Snow at the Pittsburgh show the following exactly a year later.
I'm gonna give Ben his phone because this person is really trying to get in touch with him. I think it's Ben.
So, yeah. So me and Don wrestled, and for some reason I put my career on the line again. Maybe just because I knew I wasn't gonna wrestle at home. And so we did it where I couldn't wrestle at home anymore. And what happens? I wrestle at Day of Reckoning for the
Da-da-da.
2 years, a year, following year. So. Yep.
At that point, are we going into 2010?
The best year of my career.
Let's kick it
And I
off.
won Wrestler of the Year and only doing half a year's of work. For 6 months, I won Wrestler of the Year. Remember, it was the year where we had multiple guys win Wrestler of the Year, and Tech got mad because he didn't win because he had that match with John Bowes at Elite, and we were like, "Nah, it's Tech." Go.
Did you already win the world
I
title
was
by then?
already a 3-time GBYWN champion for the first half of the year. I beat Matt Nix in March of that year, and Matt Nix was not fun to play with because he didn't want to play in anything. I think he was like more starstruck than anything.
I enjoyed him in person, but I wrestled him once.
Were you at that show? You weren't at that one. You were at the next year.
year's.
Okay.
It was
That's
very
when I
difficult
met you.
to play with him.
It is, but I mean, the match still turned out okay in music video form.
Yeah. God
But
bless him.
Matt Nix isn't
God
bad.
bless the music.
He's not
video.
bad. I did kind of I rough him up a bit in the match, but we were playing a good heel up in Indiana. You knew about it, Rad. The Kentucky crew up there. We beat you up the next year.
We did. My
That is so much
16
fun.
months, my return to backyard wrestling begins with him beating the hell out of me with his crew.
Beating up
That's
Rad
awesome.
We
Hazard
beat
is
the
kind
shit out of
a
Rad.
fun thing.
We're like, welcome back.
Welcome to the real world.
Yeah,
SCW.
we murdered Rad.
That's awesome.
And then I
welcome
regret
back to
the only,
backyard wrestling,
the only
year.
regrets I have about that show. I'm jumping ahead a year. I just have
No,
to
go
say
ahead,
it now.
go ahead.
I have to say it now. So I was supposed to. The show's the only thing. All right, I was so aggravated that whole weekend just because one, the show started late on day one.
Because the
Remember,
ring wasn't there.
Ring got there at like 5:00,
Yeah.
and the show didn't start till what 6:30 or 7.
Oh,
And then yes,
Holy
And there's
shit.
no
And
lights.
this
We had
is
to use
March?
the car lights.
we had to use car lights.
For like half the
I
show.
hate doing that.
So
I fucking-
I was supposed to be the main event on that day one. I was supposed to wrestle terrible Anthony Lee in a no disqualification match or a street fight.
Wait,
Rad
is
booked
this the
that or
Anthony
kind of
Lee
I don't
that
know.
lit
I
himself-
wasn't part of
wait,
it all.
this
He was in
is
the
not
promo,
the
though, when it
Anthony
happened.
Lee that lit
Yeah, I was in
himself
the
on
promo.
fire.
No, not that Anthony Lee. The
Is
Indiana's
this the
Anthony.
larger Anthony Lee?
Yes.
He came to Florida once. He's terrible. You're fucking terrible, dude.
So
Like,
he's very into himself too, but I've never been a fan of the guy personally either because I thought he was kind of a scumbag. Sorry, Rad, I don't know what you thought about him, but you know.
I got no opinion.
But Rad, you're too nice. So I was supposed to, and I'll tell you the finish of the match, what it was supposed to be. I told you the other day, Andrew. I was supposed to duct tape a brick to my arm. Cody was going to do this. We had everything ready. We had the duct tape and the brick in my car, and I was going to lariat
tape in
Anthony
the
Lee to the
brick.
face and beat him that way.
fucking gnarly.
Yeah. The match didn't happen because I was already aggravated. It was already 11 o'clock at night. Two, it was cold. My back was bugging me from just being aggravated.
Weather pipe.
And then we had like a personal issue and we left the next day. Plus, we were just aggravated with the show itself, too. But we just was like, fuck it, we're leaving. But we would have had the best day 2 match the next day. It was supposed to be the Awakening versus the Kentucky Crew in a Survivor Series like elimination match.
And that
It was supposed to be. Who was in the Awakening at that moment?
And
It was Nix, Bliss, Pen Name, Folkland, and B Snow
That's right.
against
not in-
against.
Rick was there, but he didn't.
No, it was supposed to be 4 people. It was supposed to be 4
Yeah.
people.
Pen name wasn't in it.
No, he wasn't in it. It was supposed to be 4 people. So it was
wasn't
supposed to
in
be
the
take Pen
faction.
Name out, take Pen Name out.
named it.
Then it was supposed to be me, Max, Cody, and Chris Eruption against them 4, and it was supposed to come down because I was like, because I don't have an ego at all really. I was like, all right, I'll be one of like the first person or second person eliminated from our team, and I wanted to come down to Cody and Steve, and then we was in the hotel room the whole night planning everything out and whatnot, and then we were like, fuck this show, we just left.
Wow.
And then they ended up wrestling like some jobbers from Chicago.
It was like what? Chongo.
Chongo, Alex Olsen was the best one on the other team.
Challenger, Alex Olsen, and the Sharnhorse brothers.
Yeah.
And
And the Who Brothers?
The
Sharn Horse
Beaver
brothers.
Brothers is what I called them.
yeah, they were like, I think they're twins. technically.
Rick. Ross.
And I think Awakening just swept them clean.
What were their names?
Rick and Brett.
I thought it was Ross. Sorry.
Well, let's.
So, but back to 2010.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, the Indiana show in March, I pretty much kind of politicked that show. I just took over because it was that bad.
Now, how'd the belt thing come up? Was it your choice? Was it his choice?
I think I politicked it.
Okay.
I think I really don't know how that.
Was it your belt? That
No,
belt
it
that you
was,
won?
no, it was Nick's belt, and he just kept that belt, and I just used my old Winged Eagle world title as the belt. And so I just said, hey, I'm gonna beat you for the belt. And he's like, okay, I guess, sure. And so I beat him for the belt, and we were over as heels big time at that show. So I beat Nix. Chaz wrestled Chris Castle at that show, which that match I think that's one of the best yard matches I've seen. Match. It was great.
It went like 30 minutes.
They went a while, so they went after me because. And then let's see, Max and Cody wrestled Devin Bliss and Penny, which was a fun tag match. To see, my day one match was X-Cal because I changed the whole card around so I could get Cody to wrestle B Snow in the main event. I was trying to get everybody else good bookings. So I was like, I said, yeah, because X-Cal and B Snow wrestle. X-Cal wasn't bad to wrestle. I had a good match with X-Cal. He was easy to wrestle because he's a big soft guy. So I wrestled him. I changed it up so Cody and then B Snow wrestled X-Cal the next day because the shitty Indiana guys were trying to get good bookings. So I was like, yeah, wrestle B Snow on day 2. Let Cody wrestle B Snow on day 1 so they can do this tag match on day 2. So it worked out fine. I only recorded our matches and only publicized our matches and changed the show name to Day Reckoning 5. So, and then let's see, what was after that? JS, the Ohio show. I'll never go there again. It was at Justin Beach's house.
That's fucking barn.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you've been there, right?
I've been there.
You've
No,
been
I've not
there?
been to the barn. No.
I've been to the barn.
You've been to the barn.
Yes.
So you know how bad it is. Did you ever walk in the house at all?
No, they wouldn't let me use the bathroom.
Me and Steve walked in the house and turned on the water in the faucet and the water came out brown.
I was there in October and it was fucking freezing.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Is that the show where Chaz got hurt?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was day 1. It was myself and Chaz versus B Snow and Rick. I got pinned by B Snow because Chaz didn't want to get pinned. So I was like, whatever, I don't care. And so, but then Chaz got kicked and took the indie kick unsafe like from B Snow. It was just an awkward. It was a freak accident because it didn't look.
Back of the neck.
It didn't look. Well, it hit him right here. He hit him like right in the head on the side of his top of his head, and he just like got Chaz like this, like his neck just jerked really bad.
Okay.
So
I remember seeing that clip and thinking it was gross.
it didn't. It wasn't as bad. Like it wasn't as bad as it turned out to be though. So like Chaz had like bad ligament damage in his neck and stuff
I
like
thought it was
that.
broken.
No, that's what you just say. You don't want to say the complete technical terms. And then I wrestled Devin Bliss the next day, defended the title. That was a fun match. Chaz wrestled Chongo, and they had a no disqualification match, and Chaz fucking hit him with a baseball bat as the finish. He did a super kick and then whopped him with a baseball bat. They had a fun match. It was an aluminum bat too.
Holy shit.
He just whopped him with it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Max and Cody, I don't think they wrestled on day 2. They just didn't care. Weren't you my first Super Show match?
Yes, I was. It
See?
was me and DC Jones against Randa, the triple threat.
Was it a triple? Thank God you remember, because I didn't remember.
Dude, I watched that music video like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
That match was fun.
Eric Erickson's talking, folks.
Yeah, buddy.
We're doing a podcast on the camera right now.
How you doing? The YouTube, I guess.
I
Yeah.
can say Eric Scott?
Yeah.
Oh, we've been saying Eric Scott anyways.
That's fine.
I don't know it all.
I judge not.
Anyhow, let us know about tomorrow, man.
Yeah, well, it all depends on how I feel.
Love you, Ben.
Thank you.
CRB making his
No
exit.
problem, man.
A lot of fun.
I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow anyways. At some point.
Probably.
So,
Doc's
yeah, Doc's out. Where'd Ant go? But, where was I at?
Chaz, no DQ, Chongo.
Then we had fun, and then we jobbed out to Justin Beach the next day too in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, man, I'll see you.
Are y'all out too?
Yeah, we're peaceful.
Are y'all driving?
He's sober.
Brad, this will be heavy editing.
I know, but they usually always have heavy editing.
Always pleasure.
Give me this in
I love
here,
you,
you
buddy.
know, it's flavor.
Wait, I'm going on the hug yet because Jim's calling me out anyway.
That's fair.
Alright, yeah, why don't you see
Mr. Rand, pleasure to see you again.
Hey, always.
I'll see you around here.
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Y'all
Probably sometime sooner than this evening.
I don't really feel like getting up and out at this point. Scott, you can.
Actually, touch your butt.
I see you a little nasty. Plus, you're walking around with a purse, though.
It matches his eyes. It's a satchel. Indiana Jones had one.
You want one of these? It's root beer beer.
Oh, is this your? You got one in there? This is the one you told me about yesterday, right?
No, it's actually.
Is there one in the fridge?
There's 2. You can have both.
I'll take one.
All right.
In the fridge.
Well, whoever, he's only gonna have one. Anybody else, fair game. Same with all the Bud Light. It's all here for you guys. All right.
Sweet.
The Bud Light with
Jimmy will like
the.
it. Jimmy will like all the Bud Light.
It's in there for you, bud. It's in the bag that says Erickson.
Hey, Doc. Good morning.
I'm gonna have a hard time tomorrow, man.
Thanks for having
Sorry to interrupt y'all podcast.
You can fall asleep.
I don't want to. I'm having a good time though.
Alright,
I'm
cool.
a glutton for punishment. How often do I get to see you, bro?
I think I'll bring the dodgeball.
Rarely.
Exactly. We didn't get to hang out much at New Era, so I'm trying to get it in to hang out now.
Yeah, dude. I had to hang out with everybody, man. It's hard.
Get home safe, y'all. I know y'all out of your staying here, bro.
Take care, man. Y'all get home safe too.
Absolutely.
Good night. I got a burp and like heartburn at the same time right now.
That's struggle, man.
All right.
So we've surpassed the barn.
So we've surpassed the barn show,
that
and
barn.
then let's see. Yeah, Doc, go to sleep, man. If you're tired, I ain't trying to bore y'all.
And as soon as Andy moves, good lord, I am stretching.
So after that was WrestleFest 10 weekend is what that led into. So I wrestled Zeke at the prequel at his house. He did a little prequel show at his house.
Oh, you wrestled Joey Tornado.
And I wrestled. There was 2 matches. The prequel and a sequel. There was like 3 matches on the sequel. Trey wrestled another match too.
Didn't Trey wrestle?
He wrestled. I can't remember who he wrestled. Jed and Glenn in one of the matches, and then he wrestled somebody else, I think. But he hurt it. He got his neck
He hurt his neck on that backup driver.
from Jed. But I wrestled Zeke. That was fun. But that was before Zeke became really a monster. Like Zeke's the fucking man. Zeke is the man right now.
Because Zeke in 2010 is not big.
Zeke was still getting into his form.
Yeah.
His form is scary.
So, but I beat Zeke. I beat Zeke. I super kicked him a little hard. He told me to hit him hard, so I did. Beat him with the super kick, retained the title, and then I wrestled Joey Tornado in a goofy match where the kid came in and chopped him in the chest off the street. And then,
What a chop!
Yeah, he shot. I mean, we when we think wrestlers think chop, they think
Like
open
slap
hand, a
across the
slap
chest.
chop. This kid did a karate chop. And he popped like 18 pimples on Joey's chest that day. All right, and then
I remember the working.
yeah, and Joey pinned me. We did a terrible Canadian destroyer, I think, and he pinned me real quick. And then I rolled him up real quick and won my belt back. That's how I became a 3-time GBYW.
That's 2. You haven't gotten to the 3rd one yet.
Fuck yeah, golly, dude. So, yeah, and then I wrestled Froggy, Ian, and Pin Name in the day 1 match and lost to Froggy, but I'll let Pin Name get pinned because I ain't taking that fucking Joker driver into a chair off a ladder. Fuck you, Pin Name. I don't like him.
So you don't like Stacy?
No, I don't like Stacy. I think he's a scumbag too.
Oh, I met him once.
Well, that's all you need to meet him. I think he just tries
He
to
was
use
really
people
weird
too.
about
He'll write
that.
you randomly on Facebook too. He's like, "Hey, my band's playing in New Albany. Plus, my van broke down. You got any money to throw?" No, motherfucker. God damn, dude. New Albany's a town right across the river of Louisville, so it's like just right across the bridge. So, fuck that guy. I gotta grab one of those root beer beers. So, Brad, you can keep talking. Start plugging some sponsors.
I met him at WrestleMania weekend in Miami. And
Never met
You want to talk about it while we wait?
I don't think anyone gives a fuck so much.
Where are these
Like
beers?
most things I say, it's like, who gives a
Oh,
shit?
Henry. Oh, Henry.
Andrew, you got your keys?
Yeah, they're in my pocket.
This ain't cold. What's wrong with that fridge, man?
I think they fucking packed something in front of the fan,
No,
which-
dude, that probably turned the dial down where the temperature's all goofy and shit.
What is that?
Coney Island root beer beer.
Beer.
I'm gonna check the temperature on the fridge. This is some Kentucky maintenance I'm about to do. A little tough and stuff going on, boy. Y'all can talk, don't make it silent.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Talk about your interaction with No Remorse.
No, well, I mean, I don't know where it's for.
Yeah.
I went. Auburn called me that day. Nux was hanging out at my house. So Nux is hanging out at my house. Auburn gives me a call. He's like, "Yo, we're gonna go to the Super Show. You're gonna come with me."
Fuck, is there vodka in this?
And so I asked my mom. Got permission from my mom.
Try it.
She said, "Go for it." Nux said, "Can I come too?" I said, "Hey, Auburn, can Nux come too?" Auburn said, "Sure." Auburn came to my house. My mom invited him in. She gave him gas money. She was a very, very nice interaction. We got into a bright yellow SUV that Auburn had borrowed from his girlfriend for the weekend.
I remember that.
Doc knows exactly what car I'm talking about.
Pussy wagon.
Yeah. And then we drove to Round Lake.
That's the name of the episode.
We got there.
Yeah.
We showed
There's
up.
so many names already.
We showed up that night 1, to Marcus Centofonte and there's Don and Adam, AJ Bad, waving us down at Scott's driveway. Both of them bleeding because they had both bladed in their career versus career match.
Oh wow.
And then we hung out that night. I was still recovering from back surgery. I slept in a chair. Everyone thought I was very drunk. I was just in extreme pain. Or no, I hadn't even gotten the surgery yet. So I just injured my back and I didn't know what was wrong yet. And then we stayed for about half of day 2.
Y'all left after like Auburn's match,
yeah,
right?
Auburn match. Yeah, Nux wrestled. It was Nux versus Corey the Dream Diamond versus Grey T versus Tyrant from BKW, which is Zeke and Jed's thing.
I thought Jay Fatal was there.
No. And then that's the first. The big thing about No Remorse 4 for me is that's the weekend I met Jed and Zeke, and I'm like Mur and like Shyamalan as well.
And Mur.
And Mur Shyamalan.
But I had a full 30-minute conversation with Zeke that he doesn't remember because he was concussed because Froggy punted the shit out of him.
What'd you think?
But that was my No Remorse. It was a good time.
You like it?
We thought we lost Knuckles and he had drowned in the lake. So he somehow fallen asleep in Scott's bedroom.
That'll fuck me up.
That was
a headache quakes.
We were just glad he was alive. Auburn gave him a swimming lesson too. That was pretty funny. Didn't
I
go
taught
well.
Auburn how to eat a chicken wing properly, like how us Kentucky boys do.
Teaching them.
I'm almost afraid to ask.
You eat it all the way down to the bone, ends and all.
Damn right.
Hey Doc, you already know what's up.
Goddamn right.
I already know you know how to eat a chicken wing, right?
Goddamn right.
Why do you say that?
The whole weekend.
Yeah, dude, because we're short. We got facial hair. We're ghetto as fuck.
Especially chicken.
I'm not good at eating chicken wings. I fit those qualifications.
What?
I fit all those qualifications. I can't eat a chicken wing for shit.
Why?
Mike, just go and eat.
You just like? Are you one of those people that just bites it in the middle and then just throws it back down?
I get boneless for that reason.
Oh my god. Doc, you like bone in?
You know that.
Don't matter. Meat's meat, right?
Yeah.
It's like pussy's pussy, right?
Yeah.
As long as it drips on your goatee and everything, you suck it up with a straw.
It sounds of BYW.
Damn, man, this community knows what it is.
Yeah, dude, we're some fucking freaks, and half the
You
time
think Randa
we
is
talk more than the action we get too most of the time.
It happens.
I mean, we each have our own freaky ass stories.
Which you should be telling a couple of them.
No, we can save that for another podcast. Joe Randa's sexy time.
That's gonna be a Joe Randa Unleashed.
After dark.
That's the Thursday podcast, sponsored by On It and DraftKings.com.
This. All right, look, I'm gonna say something on the podcast. This Coney Island Brewing Co. hard root beer does not taste as good as the what was the one?
Not your father's root beer.
Yeah, not your father's root
Wait,
beer.
let me try it.
I mean, it's
you,
good.
You made it seem like this was piss warm.
No, it doesn't taste ice cold.
Mm-hmm.
But keep getting hair in my mouth.
Happens when
It has like a vodka, like you get like a weird vodka aftertaste. You know what I mean?
that one much.
I like
You know what I
it
mean?
a lot.
You like this
It's
one?
not bad, but the other one's way better.
All right, so let's just talk about some random shit right now, Brad.
Let's go for
It's
it.
just you talking subjects.
Well,
Not sexy
Randa,
time.
Randa,
No
what
unleashed.
was your favorite moment of today? You as crazy.
Today?
I'm gonna ask you that.
Today, well, fuck it, I can name a few right now since Mike's in here because I just thought of it when he said in here. The little step away thing that he kept doing, the little dance move him and
that was
Russ was doing.
That's the greatest.
Your little spot you was doing where you kept going like this. And Russ kept trying to stomp on you.
Oh
He
shit.
was dancing.
And then you tangoed
Brad, you're
with
gonna have to
him.
like edit that in there.
You
or something.
tangoed with him.
Yeah,
too.
you tangoed. Like that was like that match was like
Start making
on a
it
scale of
right.
10
And flips in
like
the
10 out of
side,
10,
the background.
like 10 out of 10. That was like a 10 for like if this was on America's Got Talent, they would have got like to the next round.
Mike, you would have gone to the grand prize.
See you in Vegas, kid.
Yes.
No, wait, don't tell Mike.
Yes. Yeah, like that cat for some reason. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if y'all have seen that video. I watch a lot of internet videos.
This morning, Randa walks into my room after he was like, sorry it took so long. I was watching this video of Chris Pratt bloopers. It's just like a 20-minute video.
Those are
Chris Pratt
hilarious.
Parks and Rec
Between
bloopers.
that
I was on the pooper and I took
between that
forever.
and mock drafts, I don't know.
Yeah,
He
dude.
did 4 mock drafts this morning too.
I'm addicted to fantasy football, guys.
It's not bad, right?
Let's see. What's another moment from today that I liked?
As we're talking,
'Cause I usually forget the show right after it happens.
well, here's the thing: as
For
we're
the most
talking
part.
about all this stuff, is any moments popping up about any of the shows we talked about?
What, backyard wrestling in general?
Just
The
is there
moments
anything
of
that's like
backyard
nuts to you?
Okay,
that you
well, I
remember
guess for my
scary?
generation, backyard wrestling moments. The scariest moment.
Even
Backyard
the time maybe you had a
I'll
match
tell
and
you
you're
my
like, we had to
scariest
stop the
moment.
match because
Watching
it's
Joshua
fucking
Wesker
terrible,
week all
scary.
over.
Oh, okay. I got a moment that I can talk about. I mean, I kind of laughed about it, but I felt bad about it. It was when Matt Demorest hurt his shoulder against Zane in Pittsburgh. My buddy Cody. We were sitting over there watching it. Yeah, you know, I already told you this. Yeah, so all the thing Cody said was, he goes, "Damn, Demorest ain't got no heart."
Goddamn.
Demorest separated his shoulder and Cody's got no heart.
And for our entertainment, Demorest-
Yeah, if I called Cody on the phone right now and asked him, "What do you think about Matt Demorest?" he'd say, "He's got no heart." That's what he would
I'm
say.
calling you out. Test your theory.
You want me to try
Do you
that?
think Cody's awake?
Try
It's
it.
1:30.
No, I don't think he's
Yeah,
awake
but the
right
time
now.
difference.
No, it's the same time at
There's no
home.
time difference in
Bullshit.
Kentucky.
Yeah, it's the same time. We're in
Bullshit.
Eastern time zone, dude.
No fucking way.
You're on Eastern time?
Yeah, dude.
Ooh, yeah.
We ain't in Central. We ain't that far.
Ain't that some shit?
Now, if you go more in Western Kentucky, yeah, it's in Central time zone.
What kind of fucked up
I had
state
a
has
weird
two
time.
times?
Oh, hey, Mike, you into Miley Cyrus at all?
Fucking right I am.
Look at this, dude. Look at that new picture she loaded up, dude.
Damn.
I know.
I'd plow in
You
her.
know she's got a
man.
hairy pussy?
Does she?
Yeah, there's some new photos that released from one of her show photos where she did a full nude and she got a hairy vagina.
Ask me.
Yo, that doesn't surprise me.
No, but I mean, I'd still hit it. Let me try to call
Would you
Cody.
go on like a wrecking
I'm
ball?
gonna try to call Cody right now. I don't know if he's up. He did send me an Instagram direct like an hour ago.
Try to make it on speaker if he gets.
I am if he answers.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just gonna keep it on speaker. I feel bad for calling this late too, though.
Probably answer just to be nice.
It's a Saturday.
I don't- He might be up watching. He might be up watching Netflix too. So.
All bets are off.
I'd be doing that right now
Alright.
if I was home.
I'll let you see you.
Hey Cody, are you asleep right now? All right, I'm doing a backyard wrestling podcast right now, and I said a quote that you always say about Matt Demorest, and everybody sitting here wants to think if that's true. What you always say about Matt Demorest, and what is that?
You got me on speakerphone?
Yes.
And I've seen this guy. You don't discount.
Hold on, pause real quick. Hey, hold on, Cody, hold on. Hey, hold on real quick. Someone walked in. Hey, shut the door real quick. All right, hold on. All right, now say it again, but talk a little louder. You can go ahead, Cody.
I said I seen a man get thrown through accounts in Cody's match.
And what happened?
I said it was the poorest sign of heart I've ever seen in my life.
Damn.
They didn't believe me because you always say Matt Demorest has no heart.
He's all the same.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's all I wanted to call you about. I didn't mean to bug you because normally I don't call this late.
You good, dude?
All right, big dog. I'll see you this week. All right, bye.
Matt Demorest ain't got no heart.
I thought that Matt Demorest.
What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you?
No heart.
That's what he said.
All chin, no heart.
So, Brad, you got that?
All shit, no heart.
He got more pets than he has heart.
So Matt Demore spun you 50 times, no heart.
I didn't mind wrestling Matt Demorest, but I mean, the boy's got no
He
heart.
got thrown
We
through a
almost killed
couch.
Renegade.
He got thrown through a couch and quit his match. He ain't got no heart.
That's what happened. That's in the eyes of Cody.
Matt Demorest and I almost killed a man. It was pretty good.
That's one of my best friends.
Good.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We continued on with the interview of Joe Randa. Not only a former 203 BYW champion who won the title this year in 2015, ladies and gentlemen, but he is a former 3-time world champion in the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation. The only man to hold any GBYWN title 3 times, with the exception of yours truly, who held the U.S. title 3 times. But still, I don't want to pat myself on the back. I just wanted to say that Joe Randa matters. And I hope you enjoy his stories, because those stories matter too. They're great stories, and a great man, very entertaining guy. And if you ever have if you ever have the opportunity to meet him in person, it's it's going to be worth it, let me tell you. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to sign off. So, as far as what's coming up with BXW, keep in mind that it's only the end if you want it to be. And if you don't want it to be, there'll always be more backyard wrestling and the global backyard wrestling nation. And the community itself will live on. So until next time, folks, I'm Rad Hazard, signing off for the Global Backyard Wrestling Nation Podcast.